Welcome if you're new to the channel, and welcome back if you saw yesterday's video or any of my previous videos actually. So this week, well for the next week, leading up to the March IC, I'll be showcasing the team that I used in the previous IC to good effect. And yeah, I should highly suggest you give it a try if you don't have a team for the upcoming National Challenge next week. This is a Dialga Groudon team, as you can see. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, I recommend that you do that because that gives you a good overview of the team, what each team member does, and how to play it. Personally, I think it's quite easy to pilot the team, and yeah, that will give you all the information you need, as well as seeing it in action as well against that Kogazashin team. Now, if you have seen that video, you'll know that the primary strategy involves ally switch, usually on turn 1. It's a bit cheesy, but it is what it is, it's best of 1. Now, either having seen the first video, you're thinking, oh, that's a good strategy, yeah, I want to know more about this team. Or you're thinking, I hate this, I want to see this guy get destroyed, I want to see him get red and just wrecked. So, without spoiling it, let's check out my opponent's team. So you can see that they have a faster team here. They've got the Zacian, Calyrex, and yeah, they don't want to go against Trick Room. The Landorus is a little bit scary because of course you can't ally switch your way out of the Earthquake. And Blastoise could be annoying with Fake Out and Yawn support to put us to sleep. But I'm thinking if we get Trick Room up, we can win. So, I recognise that immediately and I lock in Latias Dialga, which is our go-to lead, with Incineroar, Groudon in the background. What do I expect my opponent to lead? Of course, the wheezing Regigigas sticks out, but it could be anything. Could be anything. Like I say, Landorus is quite decent against us. If it's lead, we can play around it. But if it's lead against us, yeah, it can be quite annoying. It involves having to reposition. So we lock in, and let's see what my opponent leads with. It's the wheezing Regigigas, big surprise. Okay, so straight away I'm thinking that's no problem because they're gonna max with the Regigigas. They are going to probably max Quake into Dialga. So we'll go for the ally switch, we'll get our Trick Room up. Latias will take the max Quake, and what's helping us out even more here is since Weezing's removing abilities, Latias no longer has Levitate, it will get hit by the max Quake, eject button will activate, it will switch out, and then we've got Dialga getting Trick Room at full health. Basically, right where we want to be. So yeah, my opponent Dynamaxes Weezing Protects, which is a common play for these teams because obviously the Weezing is the thing that's enabling the Regigigas. So we go for ally switch. And it's a max Quake. We see the animation go off as it would do into the Latias slot as well. Hits our Dialga. And we're getting Trick Room up, but we ain't maxing Dialga. Yeah, I posted this team on Reddit a few days before this battle. This was during the February National Challenge, and a fair few people did see the post. I don't know if my opponent did, but that was a crazy read. That was an incredible read by my opponent. We're in a lot of trouble because we've got Dialga. We're wasting our first turn of Trick Room. Essentially, I can't max Dialga. Latias is still on the field as well. I want Incineroar or Groudon in on that slot 100%. But yeah, this is how it's gone. It's gone terribly. So we stay in with both Pokemon. Dialga, there's no point switching Dialga at this point. We've got our weakness policy boost as well. We might as well try to get something off. So we go for the Flash Cannon. And the Mystical Fire. Probably should have been Roar of Time, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I didn't want to miss or something. I can't quite remember. Maybe I was running out of time. But Weezing has Haze anyway. gets rid of the stat changes, including Regigigas's as well. The Max Darkness comes out, and it goes into Dialga, which is useful for us. And then, to top it off, we're going to get off our Mystical Fire and lower the Wheezing special attack. So what happens when you can't max Dialga? It's probably not what you're thinking. So go on, get Groudon in, max, and go from there. Not quite. We're going to get Incineroar in. So the problem, one of the great things about Groudon, and one of the, well, it's a double-edged sword using banning Groudon. Groudon's power comes from the Choice Band, and if you max, you lose that damage, and it's the fact that it outputs massive spread damage as well, and of course if you Dynamax, you lose that. So the play here is to, first of all, we want to get rid of the Wheezing, of course. So we're actually going to max the Incineroar and get Groudon in, and hope we can knock out the Wheezing with the unexpected Dynamax. So Big Cat is on the field, and Wheezing protects, because yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. Every other turn is probably going to protect, and they're probably a little bit worried about the fake out as well. It makes sense, but our back's against the wall. This is the kind of play we have to go for. And look at that damage. That is so pitiful. We wouldn't have even been close to knocking it out if it hadn't protected. Because yeah, I actually totally forgot. Groudon's ability wouldn't activate, of course, because abilities are not activating. So yeah, we did less damage because of that. Max Quake comes out again, does a ton of damage to our Incineroar. And, well, where do we go from here? Regigigas is no longer Dynamax. I have to be mindful of a wide guard, but at the same time, we're at the point where I can't really afford to be mindful of it. So this is where Brick Break comes in handy again. This is the strategy. Get Trick Room up. If you can't max Dialga, you get Incineroar and Groudon on the field. You max Knuckle to mitigate any Intimidate that the opponent may have, and just to boost the Groudon even further and just make it just a one-shot machine if it hits its moves. So luckily our Groudon is slower than the Wheezing, and no wide guard comes out. So we've got Incineroar at +1, and we've got Groudon essentially at +2. What's better than the Choice Band? 2 Choice Bands. So it comes down to my opponent's last 2 Pokemon, and you've got to assume it's going to be the 2 restricteds, Zacian and Calyrex. And what do you know? Here's the Calyrex. There's the horse, and there's the dog. So again, at this point, still needs to be mindful of Trick Room turns. My opponent's team is, well, I mean, this duo, goes without saying, still incredibly dangerous. So yeah, last turn of Trick Room, and the double protect is obvious. So I'm thinking, I do want to hit this Calyrex though. I do want to get this Calyrex gone, and then Zacian can deal with, Groudon can deal with Zacian. But then I'm thinking, nope. I'm going to trust that they are Focus Sash Calyrex or something else, and they're going to protect. So we do. It's been crazy enough as it is, but we go for another crazy play here. We switch Incineroar out. We don't use our final turn of Dynamax. So let's see how this goes. Now the reason we do this is because, yeah, respecting the double protect. So there's the Zacian, and there is Calyrex protect. So this was a good play. So we've conserved our Intimidate. Of course, Incineroar is going to be instrumental in dealing with the Calyrex, or could be instrumental in dealing with the Calyrex. Now we've got the Latias on the field. Latias is EV'd to survive the Astral Barrage. And Groudon's nice and bulky as well. What I opt to do is switch the Latias out, bring Incineroar in, because I trust that my Groudon will survive the double Astral Barrage plus the Behemoth Blade. So let's see how this pans out. So we take the Astral Barrage quite well, and actually Sacred Sword into our Groudon. And maybe I'm underestimating Zacian there. Maybe a Behemoth Blade would have got rid of us. But that's not what happened. They went for the Sacred Sword, expecting the Incineroar to hop in on that slot. And we missed the Precipice Blades on the Zacian, unfortunately. But we did hit the Calyrex, which wasn't sashed. So Calyrex has gone down. So we're in a decent position here. It's the last turn of Sun. We're threatening the knockout onto the Zacian. Of course it's going to protect right, because we're just going to fake out and attack into it. So this is a great opportunity for us to get Latias back in and conserve our Intimidate and go from there. So yeah, there we go. We see the protect. Now, on this turn, maybe I make a bit of a misplay. But I'm thinking I can Tailwind with Latias, which is probably the best play, and switch Groudon out for Incineroar. I'm considering attacking. But actually, I don't do that. I switch Incineroar into Latias slot, because I'm thinking that at -1, Groudon can survive the Behemoth Blade. Let me tell you, I did underestimate Zacian. I wasn't very knowledgeable with my calcs against Zacian with this team. If they Behemoth Blade into Groudon here, then we have a problem. Let's actually go for the Sacred Sword, because I expect our Incineroar to switch in. What we should have done was switch in the Incineroar, Tailwind with our Latias, and then get Groudon in Tailwind and just win. I think I was a little bit worried about potential play rough, because we hadn't seen that yet, going into the Latias slot. So yeah, maybe a bit of a misplay, but worked out, and we did get the win. And there you have it. That's what happens when the ally switch goes wrong, but you get your Tailwind up. That's the secondary mode. Probably not what you were expecting, and it's not the first time that I've been in that situation. Had to max the Incineroar to boost my Groudon. I think I've had to do that twice. I had to do that twice during the IC. I actually won both games because of it. Having that Brick Break on there activates the weakness policy, destroys the screens, and then gives me an emergency exit button when Dialga goes down. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow. So what will we see tomorrow? Maybe we'll see, I don't know what we'll see tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe a pre-recorded battle again. Maybe I'll do some fresh battles with the team, you can see. But either way, I've got some things planned. You'll see it all. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments, do let me know. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one.